And we are live.
This is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
This is only a test.
DJs and MC. This DJ, he gets down.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to
DJs and a Mic with your host, DJ Mike.
Is that a timetable?
And DJ JP.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
Give me the mic.
Yes, sir. Another edition of Two DJs and a Mic. Yes. How y'all doing today?
All right. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. What's up, Jeff?
Man, you know I'm doing good. I'm good. Glad to be in the building just one more time.
One more time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know me.
Yes, another edition. We want to thank you guys for always joining us, and we also want to thank our guest that we had today, 2C, the DJ. Come and see him, come and speak with him, come and be with him, and all of that good stuff. So we want to thank you, brother, for joining us.
Thank you.
You know, one of the guys that we have deep affiliations with, that we work with on a continuous basis. So, you know, we want to talk about some business. You know, today, you know, is basically business 101.
Yes, it is.
And we want to make sure we know that Chris has a lot of questions. We have questions that we want to ask Chris, you know, and anybody that's out there that have questions, we want to make sure that you guys get your questions in and don't be afraid. You know, and as they say, come in the room.
Come in the room, baby. Come in the room. Talk to me. Talk to me, baby. Won't you tell me what you want?
Yeah, don't be afraid to get in there. It ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Yes.
You know, that song might be that might have went over some people's head.
Yeah. Before we jump in, Mike, I looked back today and it said I was looking on YouTube and it said 5 months of YouTube. So I know we started before we jumped on. It took a while for us to jump on YouTube. So we've been doing this for over 5 months now, man. Probably 6-7 months now, and it's been going good. Thank you. I hope we poured into a lot of people, and we're gonna have to figure out when the 1 year anniversary is. We're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah. We're gonna have to dig a little deep into Facebook.
Yeah,
so we can see exactly when we started this merry-go-round.
Yep.
You know, because I didn't even realize it's been that long, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we probably might miss 2, maybe 3 shows at the most, and most of it is comes to one person, but it's okay. the traveling king.
Yeah. Little roll runner.
DJ on the go.
Yeah.
But that's a blessing, so I'm not gonna complain. So I'm
Oh,
good.
you can't.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump in, man. Let's talk business 101. Let Chris throw some stuff at us, and we're gonna throw some stuff out there. So let's see what we can learn tonight, business wise. See what Chris want to talk to us about.
Yeah. So what we'll do, Chris, we'll let you throw the first stone or question.
Okay. As a new business, I got some questions that I put down, and I'm not going to say them in a particular order, but I want to know. So let's start with the first thing first. Let's see. Okay, so as a first business, it's a new business. What are good tips for founding your business, which like getting net 30s and things of that nature?
Mike, you want to take the first one?
No, go ahead. All right.
Say it one more time. You blanked out a little bit on that part of it. You said something about now what?
I say, what are good? Well, let's just say it like this: what are good strategies and tips for obtaining business credit and finances?
Oh wow! Well, number one, get a bank account that's not in your name as your personal account, and do all your business through that account, and then start applying for, as you establish, apply for some business credit cards and apply for a business credit card. But everything you do, even your PayPal, whatever you do, Square, whatever, set it up as a business so you have a way to track your money. And they can go back when the bank calls you and say, hey, you don't have any credit in your name. No, sir, I got it all. Everything I do for two-seater DJ or vibe setters is all big banks. Everything is in the name of that company. Mike, you got anything to throw in on that?
Yeah, and as far as the net 30s, you have companies out there that allow you to establish a net 30 account. So that way you can build up your credit. And you also want to get a Dun and Brad number.
That's what I was thinking, Duns and Brad. Yeah,
you definitely want to make sure that you get one of those, because that's going to be one of the big tools for you as far as establishing business credit. And there's a slew of companies that are net 30 companies. That I think what is that?
Uline.
Uline is one. And you definitely want to get an account with them, and you want to purchase something every month and pay it off. Okay. So, that can accelerate that process for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question is like, which would you be? Oh, no, sorry. What would be the best way to classify your business as a new entrepreneur, as being a sole proprietor, or S corp, or a partnership, or just LLC? Which one would you say as a single member?
Well, that depends on how you want to set your business up. And I would say for that, and you can jump in here too, Jeff. I would say for that, one of the things that I would say people don't do is they get into business without having projections or goals in regards to what they want to be. And they end up setting up their business one way, only to, if success comes about, they have to go through restructuring their company because they're not set up properly.
Okay.
So for me, I think it's important to think about where you want to be and structure your company that way. If you want to be a multi-op, you might not be a multi-op right now, but if that's your objective, why wait till you get to that point and then have to do all of that change?
Right.
You got anything you want to add to that, Jeff?
Okay. If you're just starting out and if money is funny, you can do a DBA. It's about $15, right, Mike? Yeah,
Yeah,
you get
20.
your
I
DBA.
would say no more than $30.
Yeah, it's not a lot, and you do doing business ads, so that way you legalizing your company. As you grow and you figure out where you want to go, you either, if you're gonna be a sole ownership, you do a sole proprietor and you start an LLC like that. If you're gonna do a partnership, you start it like that. So you just got to figure out where you're at in business. So first thing you do, unless you can pay the money to start an LLC right off the bat, I would say get you a DBA, doing business ads, and go ahead and register your business, make sure it's with the state and all that, get it all legal and everything. And then after that, move on to the next step. If you add a business partner, or if you add some more entities or different things. But first thing is just to establish, hey, this is what it is. I'm doing business as, vibe setters or two-seater DJ, whatever, and just get it all, be legal with everything.
Right.
That would be the easiest way. I would say it, the easiest and the quickest way to do a DBA. And then when you're ready to go into an LLC, do the research, find out, make sure nobody don't have your name down in Austin, and then go ahead and do an LLC. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have a question.
Throw one in there, Mike. Throw one in there.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I got a question for you as well. What is one component about business that you have had issues with?
Me or
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Okay. With me, let's see. Like my biggest component is, I want to say, finding your lane.
And when you say finding your lane, explain that. I understand what you're saying because we've talked, but I want you to explain that.
Like, finding your ideal target margin, but it's like finding your ideal target margin, but marketing yourself in a way that represents you the best. So one of my biggest struggles has been, if you want, like, some people come out and they want to be a wedding DJ, okay, and they stick only to weddings, and then there's other people who just want to be like a party DJ, club DJ, and battle DJs and things of that nature. Well, when you make a transition from being a battle DJ to a wedding DJ, things don't kind of coincide with each other. So one of the biggest things that I have to overcome is I never want to be categorized. So I've been struggling with trying to find the right way to say I do all type of events. It don't matter what it is, I can do it and do it at the highest ability, if that makes any sense.
Miguel, we touched on this just the other day.
Yeah. For me, I would say one of the biggest things is understanding. One, you said half of the problem, what you want to be. You want to be looked at someone that does all type of events.
Yes.
And from there, it's understanding the psychology of getting your point across and helping people to get out of their own way. And one of the things that we talked about the other day is people don't like to be sold. So if they feel like you're selling something to them, a lot of time people their defense mechanism go up. Oh, he's trying to get me, and some of us, we'll put stuff, and I'm hypothetically speaking, some of us will put stuff, we'll put our videos, yeah, come book me, get this, get that. And you may get one, you may get two, but a lot of people they're going to find that to be offensive to them because they feel like you're trying to sell them something. And we talked about where for myself, I don't put out there what type of DJ I am. I don't want to be labeled as anything outside of the two letters DJ. So yeah. I don't cater to anything. I just put the information out there without adding any verbiage that seems like I'm trying to sell something. Because I know the normal process of things, people are going to fill in the blanks themselves. I don't have to. But if I fill it in, they'll have a problem with that. So I just put the information out there in the best of ways and let, you know how they say a hit dog will holler? I'll just let whatever dog holler. You know? So you got something, Jeff, you want to hit on that?
I just say we talked about that the other day, and we were looking at things and talking about something. And me and Mike were trying to figure out why it was hitting us in a certain way. And we looked at it, and like he said, you don't have to put yourself in a category unless you just want to do one thing. If you want to do everything, just let your work speak for itself. Make some advertisement, put stuff out there. You don't have to say, I want to do this, or I want to be an open format DJ, I want to be a club DJ. Just put the work out there. And if you have the skills to do everything, when people call, you can tell them, okay, that's not something I do. But when you put a category on it, you close the door. You can't be good at everything. You know what I'm saying? Just because you say you can do it, don't mean you can do it. But just put your work out there. I just put stuff out there and people call me, hey, I like what you did. And then we can vibe and work together, we can. But you have to decide what you want to do. But I mean, you can do everything that's out there, but you have to decide what is my main thing going to be? Am I going to be a club DJ? Or am I going to be a wedding DJ? Am I going to do 90% weddings? So that part of my business is perfected. You can do clubs and parties anytime. That's easy. You just get the music and go do it. Weddings are on a whole nother animal. And then you said what market I remember that question you was about market. To get in the right market, you have to market to the right people. And your marketing has to hit those people. If it's not grabbing the attention of the people that you want to sell to, you're wasting your time and you're just attracting the people you don't want to work with. So you have to look at it. Or, you know what, when I do stuff, I always let my wife look at it, or I send it to another young lady and let them look at it. And they see it in a totally different aspect than what we see it in. But you just have to know where you want to go, figure out what lane you want to get in and jump in that lane and work from that lane and build. And this is not a fast process. Trust me, it takes time to get to certain levels or build levels. Nobody walks in here and is the man tomorrow. Nobody does.
I understand. And that's crazy you said. I do understand that 100% from both of you.
Mm-hmm.
That brought me to what my next question was what are great for marketing yourself to your ideal customers. So if you're just into the private business industry altogether, you know what I mean, which means consists of every, things like we talked just a few seconds ago. And I think you kind of answered the question, but I still put it out there for the people who may not have heard it. But what are ways that we can market ourselves to gain the ideal audience?
Well, one,
without selling them, you know what I mean? Like without putting a sales ad out, catchy sales ad, like, hey, come book me today. You don't want to be that way, but what are tips that are proven to work?
Well, one, your graphics, your pictures, your graphics and your pictures that you put out there are very important. Okay. And I'll give you a pet peeve of mine. Do not post blurry pictures that look like you're looking through a muddy window. If you're going to take pictures with your phone, wipe off the lens before you take pictures or shoot a video. Quality matters. And if you're promoting yourself as this upscale, high dollar DJ, quality matters. Because I'll tell you this, when people see certain things and see it arranged in certain ways, they automatically attach value to it. I've had people call me, or when I get on the phone with them after they submit a request and I call them, and they say, well, you know what? I looked at your website. It looks good. I know this is going to cost me. I'm going to have to pay some money for this service. So when you put your information out there, your graphics, your pictures, your verbiage, you want it to look the best way that so when you are appealing to who you're trying to appeal to, that you can reach them.
Yeah. Yeah. How can I put this? First of all, you have to identify your market, know who you want to work with. Then you have to figure out how to get to that market. So if I know I want to work with certain kind of brides or certain kind of planners or certain kind of people, then I have to figure out a strategy to get me to that point. I have to network with those people. I have to get out and then you have to create organic relationships. False paying, let me do something for you, hookup relationships are not good. You have to learn, you have to know what you want to do and where you want to go. And then you do everything to get that way, everything to get that way. And that's the only way to do it. And then you figure out ways to work with the people you want to, and you're going to cross paths eventually if you start to flow in that circle. And that's just how it works, because trying to force yourself into a market or force yourself to work with somebody is just not good. Yeah. So, yeah.
Somebody wrote this here.
Mhm.
I would definitely say to broaden your horizon. What I mean by that is don't limit yourself to one genre, because that can limit your earning potential. If you can learn to rock diverse crowds, you will expand your market and earning potential.
Absolutely. Thank you, DJ Really Rail. That Rail out of Winsboro, Cleveland, Ohio, in the building with us.
Yeah. What's up, Rail?
So
that's good. So I definitely agree with that, and that kind of takes us in another area. You have some of us, we want to be in these arenas where we can so-called rock any crowd. But we're not willing to put in the work to be able to rock any crowd. And if you want to be able to rock, any crowd, that requires work on your end to learn that material that's needed to be learned in order to be in those what some people will consider to be awkward situations. For myself, I don't never feel like I'm in an awkward situation, because if we just playing bungos, we gonna bungo it till you fall out. So whatever the situation is, and like Darrell said, if you don't want to put a cap on your potential, you better broaden your horizon by being a diverse DJ, in the sense of familiarizing yourself with all of the hundreds of genres that exist out there.
I was just trying to think, have I ever seen Really Rail or some people put out anything, just thinking about advertisements. What's up, Keith? Just how people do their advertising, how they spread their word. Yeah, it's interesting, but man, you can't put yourself in a box anymore. We can't be R&B and hip hop only. You got to be able to do everything. You don't have to know everything, but you have to know a little bit about everything. And when it comes to something like, say I had a Persian wedding, man, I did the work. I made them, they sent me 140 songs. I went through each one of those songs, learned something about each one of them, learned what was going to rock a crowd. And by the time I did that wedding, they was like, oh, you know this. No, I don't. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing what I went and did the research for. And they had a good time doing their little symbols and all that stuff like they do over there. But you just got to put in the work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, I always go back to Sean hits it on the head. Why take an African wedding or a Caribbean wedding if you don't understand how the music is supposed to be played or how you're supposed to do it? So, I mean, we can fake the funk on country and pop and all that. Even Mexican is a little tough if you don't get in and learn the different, like merengue, bachata, all that. You have to learn some of it. You need 20 in your bag for each one of those, depending on what kind of crowd. And then you need to understand, as Jose say, the ones with boots and cowboys and belt buckles is one Mexican, and then the other one with suits and whatever is another Mexican. So my Spanish guy told me that. So man, I'm all, anytime somebody tell me something, I'm putting it in my memory and I'm learning. So you just have to keep growing as a DJ too. Not only as your business, trying to grow your business, but you have to grow, and that will open other doors too. Because I could do that because I understand and know that. So it's all about growth mentally, money wise, your music, everything. And Darrell hit it on the head. We can't be one dimensional, two dimensional no more. I can't be pop, rock, country, and hip hop and R&B no more. You have to know Spanish. You have to know a little bit of everything. You got to know blues. Even now, I don't know how many of us actually know the blues. You know, how many of us can really go do do a blues set and really do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
And thanks, big brother. So KG, DJ KG in the house.
Yeah. What's up? What's up? And Darrell on the road tonight or something, ain't he?
Yeah, I ain't see that. Let me.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. He said
I would say that,
go ahead, Mike.
I would say that streaming allowed me to dig so much deeper in my crates and play music that I've always wanted to play. Streaming is a great way to sharpen your skills by reaching an audience that's national and international. So now when you go to do IRLs events, you will be ready. Agree.
Yeah. That's a good point. Being diverse raises your brand. It sure does. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So we got this is for you, Jeff. I'll let you have this one. This is for Chris.
What is the biggest struggle with running your business? That's kind of saying what we said before.
Well, we'll do another.
Yeah, okay. Another one out there. Do you have a business account?
We'll do another one.
No, that's cool.
You already answered that.
Okay. Have you established? We talked about that one too.
Yeah, do another. Bam! There we go.
Okay. Do you have a CPA doing your taxes? Do you have a CPA that does your taxes?
Yes, I have a young lady who does mine. She does. Her name is Jada, and she does all my taxes and things of that nature.
Shout out to Jada as we get a free pub for Jada in the building. Yeah. But that's extremely important, man, because you don't want Uncle Sam in your business or auditing you. And and I was some class I went to not too long ago. They was talking about Uncle Sam will kill you if you're paying this out of your personal account, doing this out of your personal account, business account, doing this. They need to be totally separate. You don't need to do anything out your business as personal unless you're paying yourself. You don't need to be, I'm going to buy a hamburger out of here unless you're on a business trip, because the smallest little thing can get you out of it. So you got to be on top of it. So it's important. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just saying you have to treat that situation like oil and water. They don't mix.
They don't mix. No, that just don't work no more.
So I have a question that's kind of like the elephant in the room that a lot of people say.
Yeah, go ahead.
My question is let me make sure I read this right. Let's see. Sorry, dropped my note there. Okay, hold on. It says, make sure I'm right. What are pricing strategies and how do you go by comparing it to your companions without being lied? Or they tell you one thing and then you find a whole nother.
Read that again.
I think I know what he's saying, but yeah, it's breaking up. Say it one more time. Read it again, or just say what you're thinking.
Okay, it's like what are some strategies, and how do you compare to your companions, your competition? Competition. I'm sorry, I wrote the wrong thing. To your competition without being lied to, or they tell you one thing and you find out it's another thing.
Can I go first this time?
Oh yeah.
Number one is not competition. There's no competition. Yeah, there's competitors or other people in our market, but we're not in competition. I did the research. There was 64,000 weddings in Dallas County alone. Why are we in competition? But what you have to do is say, okay, this is what I feel comfortable going out making. You do the research on the market. Okay, this is the low end. This is the high end. Or this is what people say they're making. Again, like you said, is that really what they're making? Yeah, you do find out a lot of people lying on their wee-wee. You know, they telling you one thing, but they going out the house with something else. Because if you do something for them and then they pay, you like, wait a minute, hold on, dog. I thought you was rolling like this. But,
Right.
you know, so my thing is don't lie. Be honest. Tell the truth. You know, hey, this is what I'm doing. But again, I try to stay away from money now. I don't want to know what you make, and I could care less. That's you. That's you and your family and your reason why you're doing it. But do your research first. Then say, okay, this is what Chris feels comfortable going out the house with. Or, you know, and get you a range and say, okay, if I do it, say if I hire you and you do it for me, okay, this is what I'll do it for Jeff for. Or this is what Jeff pays his DJs. But when I go out the house to do a 5-hour wedding or whatever I'm doing, this is what I want to make. Now you can play within that window for however much you want to do. But it's based on your competition, but not really, because once you know, okay, the market is let's say 900 to 5,000. Now you just got to find a place in that window to play. But go ahead, Mike. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah. And one thing I would say when it comes to the price thing, we just have to accept the fact that whether it be in this business or life period, a lot of people are just not honest. And I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll make it more. Most of us live on Fantasy Island with Tattoo and Mr. York or whatever his name was, and we make things up that are not true, and we just can't be honest in regards to that. It is what it is, but like Jeff say, you have to determine what your wealth, what your work is, and what your skill set, what you bring to the table, and what all of that is worth to you. And then number two, you have to learn how to relay that to your clients. How do I allow my clients to be able to see my value? And three, do your research when people contact you and they want you to do events. And, you know, like some KG said, it's really based on the pricing of the venue according to what I charge, what he charged. Now, some situations, it may not be a venue. It may be a high dollar house. Yeah. Whatever it is, one of the most important things is having the ability to question or ask the right questions to get the right information from those people that want to hire you. Because in the DJ business, there is really no set market or no set price. It varies. Man, you got guys out there working for 5 or 6 hours for $75. Yeah. You got guys out there DJing for food. You got guys out there DJing for drinks.
Yep.
I'm just saying there's so much more.
Right. You have to do your research, because a lot of people, first thing they want to do is price. How much is it? How much is it? Hey, give me all the information so I can give you an accurate quote based on what your services you require. I cannot give you a quote based on you just telling me you need a 5-hour DJ. I mean, I try not to get into the fact of worrying about venues and things like that, but as we've come to see recently, when you go somewhere and there's $14,000 worth of flowers and they didn't want to pay you what you wanted, you know, just as an example, you have to think about, okay, if I'm at this venue and I know what kind of client goes here, why are you skimping on me? And then you have to find out what's important to your clients, because some people, flowers and stuff don't matter. Some people, the food is the most important thing to them. I want everybody to eat good. The other thing is the music. I want everybody to remember the music. And then you got people spending $5,000 on a cake. So, you know, you have to kind of find out what's important. This is our wedding, but I'm saying important to your client. I mean, no matter what it is, you have to, and they'll kind of tell you what's important to them, but you just, and then you can just say, now we ask the question, hey, what is your budget in a range? We go from different $1,000 range, 3 different ranges. And they give us a range. Some people may lie, and I wasn't trying to spend that. But now it takes the thing off of us trying to guess. So if you tell me you want to spend $5,000, okay, I can put you a hell of a $5,000 package together. But if you tell me you want to spend $1,000, okay, well, I'm sending you Joe Buck, and that's who's going to do it. And yeah, that's who you want. So it's all, when you give me a range, and then once you talk to them and find out what they really want, but we do that in our questionnaire to try to get a range of where our client is at. But if you tell me you at the Ritz-Carlton and your budget is $500, I know that you don't value a DJ or that you have not done the research or looked into it. But people do it all the time, so you just have to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some good responses. Make sure you're careful not to price yourself out of business. Yep. But I like what Pat said. You can set a price and tell them what your price is. And then they say, well, this is what I wanted to pay. And then you say, okay, well, I can do what you want, but I'm gonna take away this. Or I can only do 4 hours instead of 5. So you keep your value, but you take away what they saying, but you take away something too. And then when they go back and look at it, well, I really wanted that, so maybe I need to go ahead and pay it. So it's just all kind of ways. You just have to find a good way to sell yourself and figure out the best way to do it. Some DJs for fame, they don't care what they're getting paid.
I can't stand dummy down DJs.
Yeah. Hey, but they out there, man. I just don't worry about them no more. Who cares? You do you. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna do me.
Yeah. So I got a question. For you, Chris.
Yeah. You got a question?
Yeah. So do you set yearly goals for your business?
Yes. What I did, like at the beginning of last year is when I opened my business, and this year, what I did was and I know you might say it's slow, but that's the best way for me. So under my business, I set out to make 10 bookings throughout that year. And I know what I did was I wanted either 10 weddings, 10 birthday parties, or just 10 events under the business name, period. And what I was scaling myself is customer relationships and seeing what it's like we were speaking on, of what they really want. So within those 10 events, it just wasn't about the events for me. It was about the information pertaining to the events to learn how to scale myself and market myself in a different strategy. Let's say the best way to say that is like, if I get a birthday party, right, for a 50th birthday party, every 50th birthday party ain't the same. So what I learned was how market myself and what people are looking for in that industry when they're doing 50th birthday parties. So if I got 10 of those, I know next year I'm going to shoot for 20, but make them 10 times better than the 10 I did last year. I just want to move up the step.
Well, I'll say this here. My only thing I would say in regards to that, with being an open DJ to whatever type of events, one thing that I have noticed year to year is every year I end up doing more of something than what I did the following year. So if I'm not just solely going after one market, I know that varies. Some years I do a slew of 50th birthday parties. Some years I do a slew of school events. Some years I do a slew of corporate events and weddings and so forth. So for me, that varies. And what I would say, if that doesn't happen for you, don't look at that as a failure, because you really can't determine if, say, 100 people next year that turn 50 is going to have 50th birthday parties.
So for this year, I'll tell you what my goals were this year. Last year was 10 events altogether. Well, this year I said I wanted 3 of each. Now, I know you're saying, well, why do you go backwards? The reason why I went backwards is because each year I invested in my business a little more. Number one thing is you always want to invest in yourself and make sure that, you're always staying on top of your skills, staying on top of what's out there, how to work and stuff like that. Anyway, so I like different DJ equipment. I made sure that I stepped up that, so I went and got that. I'm sorry, somebody walked in. But yeah, so anyway, one of the biggest things for me this year was making sure that I don't know. With the 3 events, it's just being more. I don't know. I can't even really find the correct words of saying more productive.
So
But
let me ask you this: as far as your goals go, do you set financial goals or just number of events? Because
what?
you got to know if you're making money or if it's a business or if it's a hobby. Because if you're not making money, it's a hobby.
No. It's financial goals.
Yeah, but I'm saying you need to set financial. That's more so than the number of events. Heck, I don't care what I do as long as I'm making money. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It shouldn't be. I mean, yeah, you can track the kind of events, but you really need to track the numbers and the money and know what you. Okay, I got a goal of 30,000. Let's just be reasonable, kind of small. I got a goal of 30,000. How am I gonna make that? Okay, I need to do X amount of this, and whatever goal you set, it needs to be measurable. It needs to be you can track it. It needs to be where you can say, okay, I reached my goal. I didn't reach my goal.
And why?
And why?
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah, so you need to do it like that instead of saying I want to do 10. So you can do 10, 50th birthday parties at $500. How much is that? That's $5,000.
Yeah.
So what have you done? So you need to set a financial number. Okay, my goal this year is to make $50,000. How do I get there? What do I have to do?
Yeah. So what I'm going to cut you off. What I did do, I didn't say that right. Yes, you're right. I did schedule like that. I did 20,000 the first year is what I was trying to say, because I didn't know the right pricing for my market. So I set it low like that and tried to, build like that. And I'll be honest with you. No, I didn't make the 20,000, but I gained more because I invested a lot in myself.
Well, I'll say this here. Let your financial goal dictate what you do, because you could have a financial goal to 50,000, and that can be 10 weddings that you do that helps you to get to that point. And I like what KG said. He said when he DJ, his goal when he DJ is to get 5 events or 5 referrals from each event that he does. So I like that because it helps you to push that number. Then we got
that's kind of deep.
What's that?
That's kind of deep. Are you putting that one up? Okay, yeah. I do a SWOT analysis after every event so I can see where I can improve for the next event. It's been very helpful in my growth as a business. I mean, are you saying that in a business realm, or are you saying that in just your performance? Because I'm just trying to figure that if that's in a business sense, how are you doing it? Yeah, I want to know what he means by that. But wow, yeah, that's pretty deep. So I mean, you do it, but I mean, you can set monthly goals. You can go back and look at it a month. Did I reach this goal? If you set monthly, okay, my goal is we'll say 120. So I got to make $10,000 every month. So it's measurable. Okay, did I make my 10,000? No, I fell short. I only made 8, so I got to make 12. I mean, I got to make 14 the next month to catch up. So you really need to set goals that not just money, but you can do a number of events. But if you're charging a certain range, say if I do 20 and add $1,000, I made $20,000 minus what I got to pay out or what came out of getting to that event. So you have to set measurable and obtainable goals and just stuff you can track and go back and look at. Did I make it? And go back and look at the whole year and say, am I where I want to be, or did I do what I said I was going to do, or what I was going to do?
And I'll add to that, Chris and Jeff, just thinking about what Darrell said about the SWOT analysis.
I want to hear that.
So what you'll realize in hearing that is, how a lot of us, even though we make a nice amount of money doing what we're doing, we still function as hobbyists. We don't really apply business strategies to our business the way that we need to. And sometimes we get tricked into thinking that we're really successful. Just because you've made a certain amount of money doesn't really mean that you're successful. When you start to look at what you are not doing and what you could do to even be more successful. Then you start seeing the opportunities that you've missed by not doing X, Y, and Z. So don't get tricked into thinking that you've arrived when you're still sitting at the back of the bus. Because there's always things that we can improve on, especially when it comes to business. And if you want to treat this like a business, we have to learn how to do certain things that allows us to evaluate what we're doing from event to event. And what Darrell said, really both. I look at how I executed each event based upon customer expectations.
Okay.
So when I go to do similar events of that kind, I know what I can do better. This helps in marketing and getting more potential business. So that means that Darrell is looking at what he's doing and what he's not doing and not lying to himself and said, I rocked that crowd when nobody danced or rocked their heads or stumped or pat their feet. And they were looking at you like if they had an AK, they would let you have it.
Yeah.
So that means that he's evaluating even the success. Man, these people really rock to this. So when he sees those, when he's in those other situations where he's in a similar surrounding that he's been in before, you know what to go to.
Yeah.
Because not only do we have to rock good music, but we got to have a business mind too. Two different hats.
Yeah. It's your business until you turn on the turntables. It's still business, but your business until you actually go to work. Everything has to be, professional, on point, business. And then when you go to work, that's good. After it's over, it's back to business. So you have to, and that's a great question. And I really wish Chris didn't get to come. We're gonna have to find that. If I recorded it, go watch Rethita's speech on SMART. It's the word SMART. Setting goals, measurable, obtainable.
You sent the real link.
Yeah, I did. Let him in. I want to hear what he's got to say about this.
Okay, I'm waiting for him to get his stuff together.
But yeah.
You said who made that?
One of the young ladies. What's up, my brother from Cleveland, Ohio? DJ Darrell.
We can't hear you, brother. Turn on your mic.
Come on, Mr. Streamist.
Yeah. Turn on the mic. Mic check. 1, 2. We got DOS effects in the house.
Take him off the camera, man. The man with more streaming hours than anybody I know can't get his mic to work.
Come on.
Can you call?
I think it's probably got a red line in it.
I'm gonna leave him alone, but
we're going
on to it. What else you got, man?
We're gonna have you call in like they did in the old school, Darrell. Call in on the radio.
Next caller, please. No, I was just playing.
ABC.
Yeah.
What's wrong, man? What's wrong over there?
You got your mic on, Darrell? You got to turn your mic on. We can't hear you, bro. What else you got, Chris?
Yep, you got another question, Chris, as Darrell struggles to...
Wait, I was trying to figure out. What is it?
Somebody
asked me a question.
You hear me now?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
See, I had to take it off my screen and stuff.
Yeah. You're going to make me give you the Ricky Bobby hands.
My fault, man. It was hooked up to my stream and stuff. It was hooked up to all this stuff over here. I'm like, no, I just need to be on the regular computer.
All right. Hey, yeah.
All right, so please explain. I had to get you to come on and thank you for jumping on and having the gonads to come on with us. Come on.
Thank you.
Explain the SWAT thing that you do with every event, Darrell.
Okay. First of all, there's no echo, is it?
No, it's on that. It was.
Okay. So with the SWOT analysis, what I would do after every event, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your threats. So I would look at everything I did for that event. And that's from the planning of the event all the way to the execution till it was done. And then the follow-up afterwards. So I'm looking at what went well, based upon what the client told me if they fill out a survey or not. And based upon that, I can talk to them again and say, okay, anything we did do right, find out weaknesses from that event. Didn't do, and that could be anything from maybe one song wasn't played that a guest wanted or whatever it may be. And then I look at the opportunities. Where could I have done something different for that event that would allow me to maybe make that event better, or maybe opportunity for maybe getting another potential business. And then also with the whole planning of everything, it's not actually the whole event itself. And then when I look at the threat, what could I do to make sure I don't lose events like this? So there could be things that are out there, and that could just be from the market, from your competitors, and whatever it may be. But you want to make sure that you're not losing that. So when I look at it, I go, okay, did my client have a hard time trying to get information, like booking the event? You know, I have a booking system I use. Was it user friendly enough for these folks, or was it something that I could have done better on the back end to make it easier for my client? Because those are things that are strengths. When they come in and say, oh man, it was so easy to get to your website and it was able to do this and do that, I was like, okay, great. I need to know that. But I had somebody one time hit me up recently, was like, I can't get off of this page. I'm stuck. And I'm like, oh snap, what happened? So now I got to go back and in tech mode and go back and figure out what did I do wrong and make sure my website's working because the link wasn't working right. So these are all the things that I go back on. I mean, I think me, Mike, and D and JP are all the same. We're kind of like our own business, so we wear all the hats, meaning that I'm marketing, I'm promotion, I'm IT, I'm DJ, I do it all. So when something doesn't go right, I got to go back and I got to go into tech mode and go, okay, what's going on with the website? Did something go wrong? Did the link not work? So with the whole SWOT analysis piece, I try to make sure I go back after every event. And it may not be nothing very long because we do a lot of events and it's not nothing at length, but I got to go through those bullet points and say, okay, this was done right. I could have did this better. It might even have been a mix something that I didn't like. I was like, well, I ain't gonna mix them two together. I didn't. Or maybe next time I'll play more of this, even though they was having fun. But I was like, man, I had a couple more bangers I didn't get to. Not even there, you know. But overall, I try to use that to help me make sure that I can bring the best product I can to my client every single time I'm out there.
Can I say this?
You got to remember this. I'll say this and I'm done. Always remember this, bro. Every gig you're auditioning for your next gig.
Yes.
Yeah. Every event.
Yeah.
So I don't care. I've been doing this 33 years. Every time I'm doing an event, I'm auditioning for the next one.
Yeah. Hey, and I want to say this. I've been trying to come up with a concept for almost a year on how I could grade DJs or have them grade themselves. You just gave it to me. From now on, I'm gonna have everybody do a SWOT analysis on their self after each event and tell me what they think. Now we
got an echo.
Yeah. So thank you, brother, for hopping on with us, man. And Mike, throw the next question and let my man answer.
Well, I want to touch on something that was far too important for me to just let it roll off. Like,
yeah,
you can't do this. I know this is business, but we are talking about business. And one of the things that I would say that's refreshing is when you have someone that's willing to look in the mirror and see what they can do to be better, you know, because I would say a lot of us, we like to lie to ourselves and make ourselves feel that we're doing what we know we're not doing. You know, and I'll say this is very important. Just because it seems like everybody is okay, don't mean you did great.
Yeah,
because
you have to teach yourself. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, some people don't know that they're eating molded bread. Yeah, hey, I'm just, you know, everybody else can tiptoe around. I'm stepping in the mud.
Yeah,
all the way in.
And you know what? That's a great thing to go back and check yourself. Don't have to share it with nobody else. Don't have to tell nobody.
You have to.
But just go back and look at, because I know a lot of times I beat myself up. Man, I could have did this. I could have did that. I should have did this. I should have did that. And a lot of people don't care. It's over. Hey, I got my money. I'm gone. But some of us beat ourselves up. man, I should have did this. I know I should have did that.
Man, I'm constantly fighting myself.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, we're not only purists in the sense of being DJs or wanting to be pure, but we also try to be. Some of us are perfectionists too, and you know, nobody beats you up more than you do about something that you did wrong. If it's a name or it's something or anything small, minute, the smallest thing can cause you to, you to have a total meltdown.
Every DJ is OCD. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah. If not, I got to question him.
Right.
All right.
Like,
are you a DJ or an entertainer? Which one?
Do you hear that?
You be hearing that? Did you see that?
All right, come on, man. Throw our other guests the question right quick. You got one more in the box over there?
Yeah. No, I don't. What do you have left, Chris? Give us something else.
Give us something else, Chris.
Or I go rogue.
Well, now, look, we gotta go rogue because let me see.
Watch out, we might go rogue.
So I feel like you don't know well. Your clients can tell. Great job. Nobody never knew. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Sometimes you can feel like you didn't do well. Yeah, and your clients tell you you're great.
That's because we beat ourselves up and we know the little bitty thing. It's just like doing back to weddings. You do something, you know what happened behind the scenes, but nobody else knows. You and the planner or you and somebody knows that something didn't go right. But the bride and those people out there in front of you never know what happened. So
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
One of my friends texts me. He says, "What continuous plan do you have in place for unexpected challenges or obstacles when you're not DJing, but somebody's doing it for you?"
What you mean? Like if they're out doing something already?
Somebody DJing an event for you?
Read that one more time.
Well, yeah, I think I got it, but go ahead, say it one more time.
Okay, he said, let me make sure. He says, "What continuous plans do you have in place for an unexpected challenge or obstacles when someone is DJing for you and you're not there?" So, hold on. He took something else. He said, meaning if the DJ is messing up or may not be messing up, what are ways you handle that immediately and you may be somewhere else doing a gig?
Yeah.
That's pretty much a prayer moment. Because
I will say this. I'm a solo op, meaning that I just pretty much do my own event. I'm kind of a free agent, meaning I work with a couple other people, meaning if they need me to do an event, I'll do an event for them. But anybody that works with me or that I may send a referral to, I've already vetted to the fullest, meaning that I know that this person can handle this because of based upon the experience and everything else. So it's one of those things, you know who you're going to send out to a certain event. So some of my more novice guys that I work with, I'm like, I'm going to gradually ease you into this wedding, but we're going to start doing some of these other events first till you get more comfortable. And that means not just DJing, because you got to be able to MC, you got to be able to talk on the mic, you got to be able to articulate and be able to be confident, because you got to remember every event that you're in control. Yes. I tell people all the time, I got a microphone, which means I can make things happen. I got power. So I do that in the sense to just let people know, look, we're in control. Everything's going to be good. And I don't say that in a bad way. I'm like, hey, we're going to have fun, because I don't care if it's a funeral. I'm going to have fun at it. That's just what we do. But you got to love what you do. So I don't try not to worry about that. But we know stuff does happen. So I try to prepare anybody that goes out to do the same things that I would do if something happens, meaning that I take 2 laptops with me. I'll bring an extra hard drive. I make sure I got plenty of cables, and it's all in that preparation piece. And even the best you prepare, sometimes stuff out of the blue just happen. You like, that's a new one. But you do what you do from your experience, and you just don't panic.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do, don't panic, and try to talk them off the ledge, whoever you got out there.
and I'm with you, Rail. What's very important is knowing the people that you're sending to do an event. Mm-hmm. Don't put them in a situation that you already know that they can't handle. And I can't tell you how many times I've gotten phone calls from guys, and they're using Macs. Hey, my hard drive, it came, it ejected, or I pulled out the hard drive without ejecting, and it won't show up. How do I get my music back?
Wow.
And it's like, dude,
yeah,
I've told you not to do A, B, C, and D. And if A, B, C, and D happens, what to do? So what I did, I made a video of what to do. So if this happens, hey, use this video.
Yeah.
And again, you got to know the guys. Some guys, man, you just got to send them to do baby showers. It is what it is.
Right.
So, I'm gonna break it down like this. Greed will cause you to do dumb things. So don't get greedy and send somebody who is not ready. You know when somebody's not ready, even if they lying to you and telling you they ready, you can tell if somebody's ready. So don't let a greedy, I want to double up and get this event and pay him whatever, and send somebody who's not ready. And if they over there panicking, and we live in the Metroplex too big, you screwed. So you just got to pray that he can pull it together and make it through that night without ruining your reputation. But
like he said, create a long playlist.
But I mean, what can you do at that point unless, can I send Calvin to go rescue him? If we in Greenville and they in Waxahachie, by the time she get there, he done probably pulled his laptop out and just walked out, because it's
or got murdered. One of the two.
Yeah. So,
he got
but no, I think the biggest problem with that is we send people who are not prepared, and that's on us too. So you got to know.
We got to take on it.
Yeah, you got to know your people ready. You can't, and then you got to vet folks. They go, a lot of times we'll throw people out there and they're not ready or they not professional as you think. Like DJs chilling in the cut, talking to everybody or flirting the whole night and not changing clothes and not handling their business, and then coming back and telling you everything was great. But that swallow analysis is finna get some people. I'm finna get on.
I tell you, and like I said, it's no secret sauce. Take it and use it. I use it. I mean, it translates to everything.
I've heard it before, but I was just trying to come up with a concept. I was gonna call it a report card, but I like yours. I like that.
I mean, it's a simple strengths, weaknesses, opportunities.
You don't have to share it with me. You just go back and look at what you do.
Yeah, it's out online. This is the.
No, I'm talking about the DJ. You just need to look at it yourself, and and then I hate getting them calls at 7 a.m. Your DJ did this, or
if they work for you. If they work for you, I need to see your SWOT analysis.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I hate getting that phone call at 7 a.m. or 11 o'clock at night. Your DJ did this.
This is why that balance between being a multi-op and a single op, and this is why I like being a single op. Nothing against the multi-op, but I thought about it, and all the guys that I know that are multi-ops are like, man, don't do it if you don't really want to. Because my thing is, we all got our standard, and what I found, and you'll find this too, as you grow with your business, is that everybody don't love the business like you love it. Meaning everybody don't like it and love it as hard as you do. So the way 2C the DJ goes at it, everybody that come underneath him ain't gonna love it like you do. So you got to keep that in mind. It's like, look, I built my reputation on word of mouth. And it takes one person, it takes 5 minutes for somebody to destroy that. And I'm like, I can't afford to have that happen. So I'm gonna do everything I can to see that I can alleviate, even if the worst thing come up. So I'm like, hey, I just do it myself because I know it all fall on me at the end of the day, and I'm cool with that.
And people might see me as a lot of people don't see that, but a lot of people, who work with us understand.
JP is gangster. Don't let him fool you.
No nonsense. Hey, no, you can't work for me no more. A partner of mine, he had somebody tell him, hey, man, I'm sending another guy because I got another gig and I'm going to go do my gig. And I said, bro, I would have fired him on the spot. If I had to get that wedding away, I would have said, bro, don't ever call me no more. We're done. You can't work for me no more. We're done. And then he brought him back and he did it again. I was like, oh, no. I said, you deserve everything you're getting because you ain't telling them. I said, bro, this phone, lose his number because we're done. I mean, you can't work for me. You can't call me. I can't buy you a cheeseburger at McDonald's. We're done. So, no, man, you got to set rules. As a multi-op, you have to set rules and expectations. If they don't meet those, like I heard at the conference, quick to hire, faster to fire your ass. Get out of here. You got to go. You got to go. Yeah.
You hurt the brand. I can't have you mess with the brand.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Protect the brand at all times.
Brother Rel, anything you would like to throw at the brother, knowledge-wise, business, anything you got?
Man.
Besides,
He sounds like he's on the right path. I would just say, find that passion that you like with the music and stick with it. Continue to practice with your craft. I'm a fan of DJs. We are a fan of each other. So I would say iron sharpens iron. So surround yourself around people who are doing stuff, meaning whatever levels of turntablism, of mixing and all of that, get yourself around as many types of DJs as you can, just so you can see what guys are doing, not in a competitive way, but you just want to learn and sharpen your skill. I'm still a student of the game. I've been doing this 33 years and I'm still learning things.
Every day.
Technology changing. We got stems out and everything else that's been going, stuff that we did old school. Now they ain't gave us the cheat code. I'm like, you gave me stems? Like, what? Woo. I lost them. I'm like a crackhead. Now I'm like, woo. Good Lord.
That's why he's my boy. We've only seen each other one time in about 10 years. And like I said, man,
and Mike became my bro as well. So I'm like, that's my DF Dub fam.
There's some great brothers out there, man. That,
And I will say this too. If you need any help with anything, like they all probably told you the same thing, hit me up, message me, whatever it makes, man. Like I say, I ain't doing no good keeping the sauce. I'll give all the sauce I can to you because I want the next guy to make it easy for you if you can.
When we came up, it was totally opposite. They would not give us the sauce. Matter of fact, they took the bottle,
crabs in the barrel,
and put it in the freezer, frozen.
I got mine. I don't know what you're gonna do. That's messed up, bro.
Chris, it's nothing like walking behind a DJ and you trying to see the record that he's playing. And he didn't pull the record label. I mean, he's pulled the cover off of it, and it's marked all up. And you asked him, "Oh man, I can't tell you that."
But yeah, man,
I
don't know if that used to burn me more than other things people would do, but that was one, man. Where you get that record from? Because you may never be able to get the record anyway, but man, you can at least tell me who it is or whatever. It's just crazy. There was so much.
You can give all three of us the same crate of music, and we all gonna play it differently.
Say it again. Say it again.
People in the back.
Yeah. I have
might not even play half the songs in the list that you just told. And
it is amazing.
People don't understand that, man. We all different. We all see it differently. We all put it together. We all mix our salad different. Nobody plays the same way. I mean,
just remember your only competition is you. I'm not competing with Mike. I'm not competing with JP. Not competing with you. You competing with yourself. So just try to be the best you can be every gig. Every time you do, you just want to continue to get better. Because all that's going to do is just going to make you a better DJ. It's going to make the other stuff you do a lot easier. And as you grow, you're going to see all of a sudden I got these other people calling me to do stuff that I never thought they would be calling me. That's okay.
Just continue to grind and grow, man. Continue to grind and grow. Because, I mean, a lot of people went outside, like Rail said, man, outside the box. During the pandemic, you found out who you were as a DJ.
Man,
we all had to dig and learn something different and do different things.
Sure.
And if you just think about how hard it is to play to some and you can't see nobody. A lot of people couldn't do it. Yeah,
been doing it for 3 years, man. That's crazy.
And
I'm DJing it to a chat.
Yeah, you DJ into a chat, and you did some Zoom, so it's a little bit better on a Zoom, but it's just that's crazy. That takes you being a real DJ if you DJ into a chat. That one person that may talk to you or say something to you. So yeah,
the beauty of that for me is
here come the boss. Here come the boss now. Hey, CEO's in the building.
Don't encourage her. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm talking about she came up there like Vanna White or Kiki.
Wait a minute, she came in like the Phantom too. Like, you better not say something.
Do not encourage her. Do not.
I'm talking about, you didn't see her. She posed and everything.
She came in.
I've been listening to you all.
Oh, we know you listening.
But I need to make an appearance.
Yeah, you give us the two-piece.
I don't know the other young man.
That's Chris.
Oh, Well, hello, Chris. I know Darrell.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Calvin.
I would say, look, I might look a little different right now.
I'm sorry I'm crashing y'all show, but tell Kelly I said hey.
I surely will. I surely will.
And she faded away.
I just have to tell y'all a quick story about Darrell, man. We were at our first DJ conference we ever went to. I guess me and Calvin looked like we were deer in the headlights. And this brother and his wife, I'm on crutches. I had just had knee surgery. And man, they treated us like kings and queens, took us around, showed us the ropes, introduced us to everybody. And from that day forward, me and this guy have been friends, man. So that's why I say you make some lifetime relationships at those conferences, and you meet some really great, outstanding, wonderful brothers, man. And that's
go if you can, man. Go to any of those
conferences. Right. This is one right here. You know, I can pick up the phone, call him in the middle of the night, whatever the case may be.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'll say the same, Chris, because me and Darrell.
And we all just like that, man. So Darrell is an open
Yeah.
book. I'm an open book. You need some comment. I talk to Chris, and you know, we all praying for his sister recovery. We sorry about
thank y'all, man.
his father.
Definitely,
and, you know,
pray for
it's
you.
a family, man. It's all family, and that's all I try to make crosstalk and 2 DJs and 2 mics.
All I want to do is see everybody win.
There you go.
Everybody win, man. That's it.
Yeah.
We all plenty out here for everybody. We all win.
Lord, can somebody do something about that woman over there? Lord,
that's yours.
I know. I know. I can't even
in the basement.
I can't even give it away.
You don't know. You're on your own team.
She talking about somebody gonna take it. I said, hell, they gonna bring it back. You drop it. Yeah. Well, anything else? Anybody got any more questions? Anything y'all want to go?
I'll just make this comment. It's always a pleasure. Thank you guys. Thank you, Darrell, for coming on and sharing, your knowledge with us. Thank you, Chris, for coming on and asking your questions. Yeah. And I hope we gave you something that you can walk away with that helps you to be better at what you're doing. It's always a blessing to have people that you can confide in, especially doing something that we all love to do. Yeah. And there's no big U's or little I's and all of this stuff. So I'm grateful for that. I wish everybody luck and the best of luck. And for the naysayers and the other guys, they really don't matter. Just continue to be good at what you do. And if you leave somebody in the back, they're in the back because that's what they chose to be.
Yeah. You're either growing or getting left behind.
Yeah.
Like I say, I never lose, I learn.
There you go.
I thank y'all for allowing me to even come on. Like I say, I normally am not even available to do anything. I'll be missing the show, and I'm like, I'm not streaming. I'm going on. I'm like, my bros is on.
Yeah.
So ain't no basketball games. Ain't no.
It's a basketball game.
There's some games on.
I'm talking about he ain't DJing.
Games.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations on your son, man. I was watching. I was hoping they won the game, bro.
Yeah, they got robbed, and I'm never blame referee guy, but we get to the national championship and we lose on a buzzer beater on a no call. Yeah, that hurt. But we're gonna be all right. He coming back one more year and he going to grad school next year, play one more year, try to run it back. So I appreciate all y'all support. I appreciate it. Right. Chris, good to meet you now, fam. So we fam now. So you stuck with me. But continue to do what you do, man.
I realize everybody watching everything and paying attention to what we all doing, man.
Yeah.
People can tell you stuff about you don't know that you're doing, especially if you're posting. So, but Mike, hit the theme music, man. Let's get out of here. God bless and good night, everybody. Thank y'all. And don't forget the Mother's Day special next week. I talked to my mom. She said she's coming on, so I can't wait.
Yeah, I got to get my mom on. That's
a 5-piece right there, brother. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay her. I'm gonna have to buy some.
Thanks for jumping on, Chris. Thanks for jumping on, Really Real. Mike, take you home, brother. All right.